What if Rocky retired in Rocky 2? Let's talk about it. Yo, what's up, Stallone's fans? Welcome back to the Stallone Kid. Today we are continuing the series of What If in the Rockyverse, or you could say Rocky movies. I made a video about this a year ago. I know it's been a long time, but I'm finally continuing it. And that was What If Rocky Never Fought Apollo in Rocky 1. I recommend watching that. But today we are talking about what if Rocky retired boxing in Rocky 2, which was his original plan. So we're going to get into that. Okay, starting off, first off, the whole Rocky movie would happen exactly as it was. Rocky 1 would stay the same. It's Rocky 2 and all the other ones that would change. So around the first half of Rocky 2 would stay the same. The part that would start changing is when Apollo Creed starts going on the TV and starts calling out Rocky. In this universe, it's not going to affect Rocky as much as it did in Rocky 2. And in this universe, he's going to think, well, I think it's important to stay here, not risk getting injured, because he wants to be there for his child, and he wants to do what Adrian tells him what to do. So in this universe, he's just going to let it be. It will be hard at first for him, but he's going to let it go. As far as for Apollo Creed, this is going to affect him a lot. His ego's going to get really bad, and he's going to get very mad at Rocky. In this universe, Adrian will never have went into a coma, and because she won't be as stretched, because she got in a coma because she was stressed of Rocky fighting. So that will never happen. So Rocky will have his kid. All that will stay the same, but there will be no Rocky fight. And yes, he will be kind of clowned around on TV and by Apollo, but this won't affect him as much because he just wants to be there for his kid. Now let's talk about Rocky 3. Now in Rocky 3, Rocky's the heavyweight champion. In this universe, at this time, he is just at home with his son, doing a normal job, trying the best he can do. That's what he's doing. And as far as for Mickey, I feel like Mickey will still be trying to tell him to get back in there, but he keeps refusing, saying he doesn't want to. Mickey's going to be really stressed out. Mickey wants him to get back in the ring, but he's not doing it. Now, Clubber Lang. I do think Clubber Lang will come in, and at this time, Apollo Creed is still the heavyweight champion. But just like Rocky and Rocky 3, I don't think Apollo Creed will be taking it seriously anymore. After the Rocky fight in Rocky 1, a lot of people have been clowning him, a lot of people have been doubting him, and I feel like his ego's going to get out of the way, and he's just going to be really messed up. So when he does fight Apollo Creed in Rocky 3, I do think Apollo would beat Clubber Lang, but in this universe, sense of how stressed he is from after Rocky 2, and after all the stuff that happened there of Rocky not fighting him, people calling him a clown, that Rocky should have won, he's going to be so stressed out that I think he will lose to Clubber Lang, and Clubber Lang will become the heavyweight champion. And Clubber Lang will actually stay the heavyweight champion for a while, because I do think Apollo Creed will start stressing out. I feel like he'll start getting into a lot of alcohol, start getting depressed. He'll quit boxing for a while, but then we get to around the Rocky 4 time. Now, as far as for Rocky, Rocky's still doing what he does. And actually, in Rocky 3, Mickey died. I don't think Mickey will die in Rocky 3 or around that time. I feel like he'll die a little later, and I'll get to that in a little bit. But then I think around Rocky 4, Clubber Lang and Ivan Drago will fight. Clubber Lang will still be the champion. Ivan Drago will come, and Ivan Drago will absolutely destroy Clubber Lang. He'll become the new champion. And this will motivate Apollo Creed to start training again. Apollo will start training as hard as he never did. He'll start, training really hard, and he'll take this fight really seriously. So then we'll see Apollo Creed versus Ivan Drago, and it'll actually be a far more closer fight than the one we seen in Rocky 4, mainly because he actually taken it more seriously. He wasn't really taken seriously in the original Rocky 4, so he'll be taking it very seriously. It'll be a really close fight, but it'll end with Ivan Drago not killing Apollo Creed, but injuring him really bad, even paralyzing him from the waist down and messing him up really bad. And during this, I do think Mickey will die, for the same reasons he died in Rocky 3, from heart problems, and his last wish to Rocky will be, you need to fight again, you need to be a champion, and that you need to fulfill what we were supposed to do. This will motivate Rocky to go to Apollo Creed, and I think Rocky will not really be full set on that, because now he's older. He hasn't boxed for around 10 years. He has a kid, so he doesn't know if he wants to do this, but he does want to fulfill Mickey's dream. But I think Apollo Creed will actually come to Rocky, kind of like he came to Rocky 3, but he'll be in a wheelchair. He'll say, "You're the reason that got me. You gave me a fight that I never seen before. I can't fight anymore. I'm paralyzed. I need you to go beat this Ivan Drago guy. And then I think Apollo Creed will start training him, kind of like in Rocky 3, but he won't be training as hard as much because, of course, Apollo is paralyzed. But he'll start training him. Rocky will want to fight again, and then we'll have the Ivan Drago versus Rocky fight. And I think the fight will kind of just be like the Rocky 4 fight. It'll be a huge fight. Rocky will fight really hard, and he will become the heavyweight champion. But then after filming that, he would retire right then and there because he doesn't want to continue boxing. He's wanting to become a champion just for Mickey and just to fulfill everything. And then I think him and Apollo Creed will become great friends during that. Okay, and then he will get a lot of money from the Rocky versus Ivan Drago fight. So I do think the Rocky 5 stuff will kind of happen the same. Paulie will start taking he'll mess up the whole money finance thing, and they'll lose all their money, and then he's gonna be back then. And he's like, I just was the heavyweight champion. I want to prove it again. I can get the money back, but Adrian's saying no. And I think the whole Tommy Gunn stuff will kind of happen again. Tommy Gunn will come to Rocky. They'll start training and all that stuff. But the one thing I do think that won't change, he will not start doing what he did to his kid, Rocky Jr. I don't think he'll completely ignore him as he did in Rocky 5. Mainly because I think he'll have a stronger bond with his kid in this universe because he was not focused on boxing. The whole 10 years, he was just focused on him and his family. So I don't think he will put that away like he did in Rocky 5. But yeah, Rocky 5 will kind of play out the same, but I do think Apollo Creed will be in it a little bit. But anyway, the whole Tommy Gunn and Rocky thing, that stuff will start happening again, just like in Rocky 5. And I think instead of a street fight, they'll both agree to have a fight because Rocky needs the money, and he still thinks he can fight. And I also think that in this, Apollo Creed will learn to start walking again, and Apollo Creed will start helping Rocky train again for this fight. And then I do think Rocky will have a fight in Rocky 5, not a street fight, an actual fight against Tommy Gunn, and he will win, get the money, and then he will retire again, and he will retire his family, and then that's how it'll be. And then, yeah, now when you talk about Rocky Balboa, I do not think he will return and fight. I do think a lot of people, like in Rocky Balboa, Adrian died. I do think that'll stay the same. One thing I think that will stay the same, instead of him fighting in Rocky Balboa, because I think he already fulfilled that. I feel like, because Rocky Balboa, he felt like he left. He still has more left in him. His last fight was against Drago, but I think in this one, he's going to kind of put that beside. So I don't think he will fight in Rocky Balboa. I think at that time, him and Apollo will still be friends. I think Apollo will start getting older. Maybe he's really ill. It'll just be more of them looking at the old times. And then I do think Apollo Creed will die in Rocky Balboa or around that time of Rocky Balboa. And that's about that. Now it's time to talk about Creed. Now, would have Apollo Creed known about Adonis Creed if he was still alive? I'm going to say no. I'm going to say that after the Clubber Lang fight in this universe that I'm making up, that after he lost heavyweight champion, he actually divorced against his wife, and that she kind of left him, and that was all left behind. I do think Adonis Creed would still come alive, but yeah, I don't think Apollo will never known about Adonis, so I do think the Creed movies will stay the same. I do think Adonis Creed will find Rocky. Rocky will want to train him because his friendship of Apollo. Of course, he'll change a little bit with the whole Ivan Drago stuff because, of course, in this one, Apollo did not die from Drago. He died when he was older, but he did get paralyzed, so I guess there's still some stuff there. So Creed 1 and 2 would change a little bit. For the most part, I think they'll still kind of stay the same. Well, there you go, guys. There is my whole little universe rant. What do you guys think about this universe? Do you guys think this would be better than the original, or do you guys like the original more? Personally, I think I love Stallone's story. I think he wrote it perfectly. But it's always nice to theorize of what stuff could have happened. I personally really like this stuff. I think about it a long time, and I really like the story. I think it's really cool. But it's crazy how one little thing could change a whole franchise. With just Rocky not wanting to fight in Rocky 2. But what do you guys think about this video? What do you guys think would have happened if that happened? And yes, guys, I will start posting more Rocky what ifs. I'll also start making some Rambo what ifs, so subscribe for that. But guys, I'll see you guys next time. Always remember, keep punching. Peace.